Yo, right here in the small box. If you're clicking on this live, I need y'all to understand. Everybody is talking about this right now. Now, of course, we don't know where this is going to go, but at the same time, this is crazy. This is crazy. You first sued UMG. Now, somebody else is coming and suing you. Well, not you, but you're brought up in a Spotify class action lawsuit. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay? Let's go ahead and dive in because y'all know I'm very limited on time, so I'm gonna try my best, keep it short. The earliest I gotta get out of here is 4:30, and I gotta make sure that I am on time. So with that being said, you do know how I start this, right? So let's go ahead and make it happen. Let go. Yo, you, right here in the small box, right here in the small box. Welcome back to Flex Mob Reactions, only on the Flex Mob Network. I'm Flex. Here's my belt. Welcome back to the channel. Belt to type situation. You understand me? Reading what Screwface is going to be looking at today. Lawsuit against Spotify claims billions of Drake streams were fraudulent. That's the name of the article for today's live, okay? Name of the video that we're going to be tapping in with. Is this karma? Drake accused of botting billions of streams. Remember when we were going through the lawsuit? And everybody talked about this. Remember when we go through the lawsuit and there were specific things throughout the lawsuit that Drake and his legal team were assuming? We all came to the conclusion that the only way for you to know this is if UMG did this for you. So you're familiar with the practices that you tried to accuse Kendrick of in the lawsuit. What you fail to understand is that and I didn't only say it, a lot of people said it. The consumers were tired of the same thing over and over. Does the LA sound help? Yeah. Is it new? No. But is it so different that it's going to change and manipulate how people think about the regular music that's been coming out for years? 1000%. What you fail to understand is that the consumer mind, it changes, it fluctuates. We don't like the same thing for long periods of time. That's a very small and minute percentage of consumers that do like that. We like change. We like to go from genre to genre. We don't always stick with the same thing over and over. We might listen to one thing today. We might listen to a whole other thing tomorrow. And even a day after, we might listen to something completely different from the past 2 days. People like music, but you need to understand, you need to make good music in variety. What Kendrick did, what's on Kendrick's catalog, is variety. What Kendrick did throughout the beef, variety. He presented his range, and in the range it was variety. What GNX brought to the Kendrick catalog was variety because he never really went down that route until GNX came out. There were elements in different albums where it was like, oh yeah, we know where he from. But this whole GNX album was like, oh nah, he really bout this. You know what I'm saying? So, look, y'all know I'm a yapper. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the video. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the reaction. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when I drop my videos or when I'm live like right now. And let's go ahead, lock in finally. Let's try our best to get through this quick and get this out there. You know what I'm saying? So let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, new Drake lawsuit just dropped. We getting more Drake lawsuits than we get music, and it's crazy because he's been dropping more music than he ever had. So apparently, there is a lawsuit against Spotify claiming that billions of Drake streams were fraudulent. Oh my God. First of all, before we get into this, hip hop always wins. Link in the pinned comment. Go grab it. I'm sending personal thank you videos for the next week to everybody who grabs one. Make sure you get my single document 80 to 100,000 views because I said some of this stuff. You know what I mean? That's my response to Drake losing his case after putting me in the case. So it's like,
who faces that guy?
Let's really read this and let's really get into this. And I'm just going to be all the way honest. Now, I didn't just jump out the window and just be like, this is 100% true. At this point, it's all in the alleged stages. Now, what I say, in my own heart, what do I believe? Do I believe Drake was botting too? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I believe everybody bots? Absolutely. The reason why this is absolutely positively insane is this is the claims Drake was making about Kendrick.
I just started watching this video. You see what I'm talking about? When everybody was saying the same thing collectively. That's all I gotta say.
And now it goes to show why he might have felt so confident in that, because maybe he's so used to it. And it goes to show, Drake, if this is true, you and your team are not smart. I just gotta say, you and your legal team especially are stupid. I don't know about your music team, and those might
What
be the last
team?
Smart people in your, but you're like, why would you do a lawsuit if this was ever possibly to come out? Like, anyway, so let's get right into it. They are speed running the Drake. I don't even know the end of Drake. The Drake cooking. Because I was wondering.
All right, let's talk about that for a second, because I've been saying it. A lot of people. Here's the thing now. For all the American content creators, they're kind of familiar about Toronto, but you got to be from Toronto to understand that Drake is not going to go anywhere because he still has Toronto. People need to understand that part. As long as Drake still has Toronto, he's going to be fine. In fact, he might bounce back, if I'm going to be super real with you. Because there's one thing that he hasn't done yet. And it's kind of sad to say this. But when it comes to the artists in Canada, when it comes to all the creators, producers from Canada, I need y'all to understand this, please. As long as there's some sort of relationship, some sort of bending of the knee, some sort of business in Toronto, because you need to understand, Drake, over these past multiple years, over this past over decade, has ingrained himself into the streets of Toronto, into the music of Toronto, right? A lot of people love him. They love what he's done for the city. But as long as he has ingrained himself into that reality, he's not going to go anywhere. He might fall back. You know what I'm saying? He might fall back, but you need to understand, even though he's falling back, there's still people in the city that's going to catch him. And as long as there's some people to catch him, he going to bounce back. And that's the reality behind that. A lot of people are not understanding that. You got to be from here to see it. A lot of people here love him. They love him. Like, understand that, please, especially the younger generation. Not so much the older generation, because, our brains are developing. But for the younger generation, they love him. They adore him. They admire him. So as long as he has that to fall back on, at least, it doesn't matter what they try to do, he's still going to bounce back. And I can definitely agree with that. Something has to happen in Toronto for it to be like, that's it. That's it. That's the only way. And I'm talking like Chris Brown level, like exiling. If people desire that, if people want that, you need Chris Brown level exiling to get him out of here. Because think about it, Chris Brown still drops quality music to this day, and a lot of people out there still don't give a damn. Just think about that for a second. Let's go.
One of those people who said Drake to me is kind of done on the excel of his career. I think we've seen the peak of his career. Like, I don't think he's gonna get back to the Kiki, Do You Love Me, Hotline Bling, views type Drake ever. I could be wrong about that, but it looks like that. And I'm telling you right now, all in October, look at what's happened. In less than 30 days, new reference track just drops.
Yeah.
One of Drake's exes just came out saying that Drake was
I'm not going to be covering that news about Drake's ex because I don't like to dive into drama. Unless it's related back to music, I'm going to deal with it. But if it's not, I'm not talking about it. So I'll let others talk about it.
Doing some weird stuff. The UMG case gets thrown out. All the stake lawsuits. Now this, bro. I said before, you opened up Pandora's box. You poked the bear, and whoever was protecting you before, they gone. They gone. You thought you just.
Oh yeah, Drake. As far as I see it, Drake, you a whipping boy right now, bro. They whooping your belt to ass. Every time Drake get hit with the belt, all you gonna hear is simply this. Every goddamn time. Every time you whoop him with the belt, all you hear is. So please understand, this is crazy.
Just gonna get away with? Let's read the article, because this is, if true, this is insane. Now, this is a new...
Yes, of course, we must keep it alleged. If you are here on this live and you see a little scrolling font at the bottom of the internet window, please understand that this is strictly for entertainment purposes, okay? I have made it clear multiple times that this is always for entertainment purposes. If your heart is weak, if your heart is light, if your heart can't take pain, please exit to the left, because I promise you, when you're on this channel, things are going to get a little ugly, because when you look at the truth is not always pretty. Okay, so please take your weak heart, weak mind, anything else that is not strong enough to contain said news and information, please exit to the left before we get started. Let's go.
New class action lawsuit accusing the streaming platform of turning a blind eye to a mass scale fraudulent streaming. Like I said, brother, the whole streaming, fraudulent streaming thing, I knew it was a thing. That's another reason why I said hip hop has become so much about the numbers and no longer about the music, that this, like Drake saying that about was really convincing some people. Wait, people didn't not like us. It was the bots. It was just like, but I ain't gonna.
What's good, neighbor? How you doing? Good seeing you again. Happy Monday.
Gonna lie to you. If billions of your streams is fake, and you sued somebody and one of your points was something that you're doing at a 10 times rate, like you're doing 10 times more than niggas, 100 times more than certain niggas, yeah, you're the ultimate Karen, dog. Like, what?
Don't kill me, Karen.
I couldn't believe this. That's why I'm still like, okay, so it's a class action lawsuit, which means there's a bunch of people who are behind this. So right now, I'm not going to just jump out the window and say that this is absolutely true. I can't even do that. This is all alleged. I would say, in my opinion, I 100%, in my opinion, believe Drake has always bought it. That's why he was so confident. I also believe that a lot of the stuff that he was saying was projection. So a new class action lawsuit against Spotify alleges the company has turned a blind eye to mass-scale fraudulent streaming on its platform, and that one musician in particular has been beneficiary of billions of fake streams, which is Drake.
God damn.
We in the lawsuit era. That's your fault. That's you. This the temperature you wanted, right?
Bro, and it's crazy because it's not that we called it. It's not that we were looking for this. I wasn't calling it. I wasn't looking for this. But if you understand what it means to have a cause and effect, my God, this was going to happen in some sort of way. Look how they're doing your name. Your name is not even your name. That's why you call yourself the boy. You don't even own your own name. Let's talk about that for a second. A lot of people don't know that. Just think about that. It was already revealed on the Nick Cannon podcast where he was interviewing Birdman. It was already confirmed there. A lot of things that I've been talking about this whole time have been confirmed from the source. I wouldn't be saying it if it never came from the source. Birdman said this. Birdman's still waiting for the money Drake owes. Confirmed from Birdman. But my God, your name, your brand is all in question. That's crazy. The same thing you accuse Kendrick Lamar for, not realizing that the culture is powerful. Look what's happening to your name. That is crazy.
All right, man. What was bro, go back to my videos. I said, Drake,
All right,
you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're cutting your own nose off to spite your face with these lawsuits, bro. I even said with the defamation thing, I went, well, if you win this, Drake, do you understand the amount of people who are gonna come to you and come after you now because you said something about them in a song? Like, I don't even understand that. That's why I was like, yeah, you made a bed that you refuse to sleep in. And I just think this whole lawsuit thing is wild. I don't like this, bruh. I don't like this, bruh. And I don't like it, like I said, I don't like it when it's, this isn't suing for defamation of battle, so it's not the same thing. But like, I believe, I'm gonna say the same thing I said when Drake did this. We all already know this. We know this, brother. But I guess they're saying that you're taking away some of my money by botting streams, and Spotify's been having issues with streaming. This might be the beginning of something even deeper. Drake. At this point, I literally am looking at you like, why did you do this? Like, even though, like, I think you a corn muffin, let's
Cupcake Drake.
Let's be like, I'm on your side right now. I'm like, if I'm a part of your team, I'm gonna look at Drake like, why did you start this? Why did we open up Pandora's box? Why? We knew what was in there. We knew what was in the box and we opened it, bruh.
All we had to do was just sit down and regroup. Every rapper has done it throughout their careers, regardless of how powerful they were. When they take a major loss, when they take a heavy loss, they sit down and they regroup. A lot of people are not realizing that. And a lot of people are not understanding that. He's not realizing it. His team's not realizing it. They're not understanding it. You think keeping your foot on the gas while going through red lights, knowing that you're not above the law, is your salvation. My God, you really do need to sit down, because the delusion is aggressive. It's not even strong anymore. It's absolutely aggressive.
This is like the what was it? Not Temple of Doom, but the Ark of the Covenant in Indiana Jones. It's like y'all knew if you open this, your face would melt too, and you thought he was gonna melt this nigga face, so you open it, now your face is melting.
Shout out to Anthony for the 2 paragraphs. Whoop, 3. What's good, my guy? I would say that the OVO crowd has said Rolling Stone are known for smear campaigns and hit pieces. Spotify getting sued. Why are they using Drake's image? Yes, he's mentioned as an example of how they think Spotify uses fake streams. But why are Rolling Stone making it all about Drake? The journalist behind this article, Nancy Dillon, is the main one that was reporting on Tory and Meg case and posting smear campaigns against Tory for Rolling Stone. Damn. First of all, Anthony with the defense, and you know what? I respect it. At least we're keeping it fair. Y'all know me. If I see something, I'm going to run with the joke. But this right here, I might have to pump my brakes a little bit. And, you know, I respect these 3 paragraphs that you sent. You know? So, we keeping it fair. It's still crazy, but we keeping it fair.
Anyway, the suit was filed in California District Court on Sunday night with rapper and cousin of Snoop Dogg, RBX, which is also weird. I find it weird that Snoop Dogg's cousin is doing this. And if you don't know RBX is a West Coast legend. But he gets money from Spotify and saying that his ended up payments are watered down because of fake streams. And if you know, as somebody who as an indie artist who uploads on Spotify, our money is based on other people's money. So how they do, there's like a pot that we all get paid from. And so for people who are botting to a point where it's $1 billion, that means artists are literally getting robbed. That means I'm getting robbed. Any artist who uploads on Spotify and doesn't bot, you're getting robbed. You know what I mean? And this isn't even the first time. And I don't even know if this is a UMG label thing. Like, Spotify has been getting in trouble for this. I know indie artists who...
It's more of a Spotify issue than a label issue. The problem is with Spotify. But it doesn't excuse the label. It doesn't excuse Aubrey. It's a Spotify problem because the system on Spotify is in question. But my God, for that many streams...
who've uploaded music to Spotify. And what Spotify will do is sometimes they'll put them on certain playlists and stuff. I've had people who I know 100% did not buy, don't even have the money to buy, or just uploading music and just doing it for their fans. Might not even got that many streams. And their stuff have gotten pulled down because of botting. Because what happens is Spotify will put it on a playlist. And
believe it or not, what Connor said is right. Tiny, Rolling Stone's just using Drake's name and face for clicks. Because think about it. If they didn't put it like that, none of us would be talking on this lovely Monday morning or afternoon. So think about that for a second.
And that playlist has botted plays. So there's people who don't even, it's not even their fault. But it's like, if this is Drake, if you were getting billions of streams, that means you know you were getting billions of fake streams. And that also goes to the people who are like, okay, Drake was doing this on his own. He's really this... But I also, if you thought Drake's music was hot before this, so let's find out, like, there's songs that you specifically love from Drake, right? I gotta keep it fair. I call it right down the middle. And now you're acting like you don't. Like, if you liked Hotline Bling before this, right? And it comes out in this, that 60% of Hotline Bling streams were
Yo, if I find out, knowing that you stole Hotline Bling from Dram, and that song was I Like to Cha-Cha, if you were to steal that song from him, make Hotline Bling, and then bought it, oh my, give the song back. Give the effing song back.
Bought it, and then now you say you don't like it, you're corny. And you're kind of doing the numbers thing too. It should not change the way you hear stuff. Now, if you're someone who didn't like it, or you're someone who's always known they've been botting, this is a moment where you go, eh. But like I said, nothing has been proven yet. This is all just, let's see how far this lawsuit even goes. Let's keep it real. RBX named as lead plaintiff, while the most eye-popping allegation in the suit relates to Drake's streaming numbers. There are no specific accusations of wrongdoing against Nokia rapper. Only Spotify is named as a defendant. So it is basically the same thing where it's like, yeah, we're suing Spotify. Note how they're not suing UMG. And I'm not going to lie, if you're an indie artist, a DIY, like shout out to Curtis King artist, you know that this has been a problem for a while. This is something that indie artists have been saying we need a union and we need to all do a class action lawsuit of Spotify because we're getting robbed. I've heard that before. I've literally heard that before. So maybe that's what's going on. Every month under Spotify's watchful eye, billions of fraudulent streams are generated from fake, illegitimate, or illegal methods like the lawsuit stage, such as mass-scale stream.
Yo, Ant, you think you're funny, bro? Also, the Meg and Tory part. What part of the Tory and Meg makes Tory look good? I'm asking for a friend, and the friend is me. That's crazy.
Streaming fraud, it continues causing massive financial harm to legitimate artists, songwriters, and producers. So it's like, yeah, if you're not botting, you're basically effed. And I also think the way they pay artists is crazy because we go in a pool of people. So it's like, it's not even fair. Like, because anyway, streaming royalties are paid out through stream share model, where subscription and ad dollars are put into a giant pool. This is what I was explaining. With the money divvied up based on each artist's share of the total streams. And this is why I say, like, I'm not completely mad at this lawsuit. I'm not completely mad at this lawsuit because indie artists, this isn't even about indie artists, do-it-yourself artists have been getting robbed for years. So if you get thrown in a pool where your money is based on streams and how much of those streams are yours, if there's somebody who's faking streams, they're literally taking money out of your pocket because they're claiming that more of that pool is theirs that it's not. So if you remove those fake streams, you literally get more money. That's why that this is kind of important, especially for DIY artists. It's just the Drake hypocrisy, if this is true, bruh. I'm telling you, with every... You barely got out the month of October.
I want y'all to read what Neighbor said. It's still his karma. What Neighbor said still has a lot of weight to it. It's still his karma, regardless. If we're gonna look at Connor's point right here, it's basically a massive Drake hate watch. No, it's not. No, this ain't hate watch, bruh. You need to understand, this is what happens when you keep your name in the news for all the wrong reasons this whole time. There is a formula to follow, regardless if you like it or not. Anytime you suffer from massive L's, you don't keep running, because you look silly running. It's like you running, but you crooked because half your leg gone. You're not running right. But you still want to run the race. My guy, sit down and regroup. That's the only thing you needed to do this whole time. But because you love to keep your TV on, you too prideful and egotistical to understand what's going on in front of you. And then you challenge the same people that made you. I don't care what anybody says. If you're not seeing the play in front of your eyes, my God, this is crazy. Now, like I said, we keeping it fair. We keeping it fair. As far as we're seeing it right now, we're simply just assessing. Anything that we're implying is all for the sake of entertainment and assumptions, because all of this is alleged. So we're just going with the news that we got for today. So let's keep going.
With this, brother. All in oh my.
What's good, Allison?
God. And I just think it's ironic that October is the month that it gets spooky. Every day is October. Every day is October. Most of the money already flows upstream to the most successful artists and biggest right holders. In this type of shared pool model, fake streams hurt the other artists whose shares aren't inflated. So, like I said, the Drake lawsuit was anti-hip-hop, anti-freedom of speech. This is actually more pro-hip-hop and pro the little guy. You remember when they were saying the worst Drake pelvis eaters, like Drake is doing this for the little man? No, this is for the little man. This is for the little man. If you really want to, because it isn't fair. It's just absolutely not fair. Like I fear weird with this whole lawsuit culture, but like at the end of the day, the only thing some of these big companies like Spotify respect is when you attack their pockets. The only way they hear you, you can sit here and make songs about how hip hop has been stolen, co-opted. You can make all the blogs and videos talking about they came and stole our culture. They came and saying that this, that, and the third. But this is putting power to action. This is putting action to it. So it's just like, yeah, if it comes out that y'all streaming, which you niggas are, all of y'all, you know what I mean? Like I said, some of y'all are doing it not even knowing. But if it's billions, you know, nigga. Wow. This is the Karen. This is the Karenness. We cannot comment on pending litigation. However, Spotify in no way benefits from the industry-wide challenge of artificial streaming. No, Spotify doesn't either. And that's another thing. Spotify doesn't either. This is why I think it's like, this has been a problem with Spotify. Spotify's been trying to self-police fake streams for a while too. Because think about it. If it really doesn't help anybody, because all the people would like, Spotify is the evil people doing this on purpose.
Not the chicken head.
Maybe, but let's just think practically. Let's get our emotions out of it. Let's step out of our stand.
Please. This is how we're supposed to be thinking. So start again.
But let's just think practically. Let's get our emotions out of it. Let's step out of our standums, right, and our sides.
Yes.
The purpose of a business is to make money. Mm-hmm. Period. Like we can act like whether it's music, movies, that it's about the culture. That's not really. Mm-hmm. It's really about the bottom line is the music. Is the money. So you got to ask yourself. You could say Spotify's the evil villain that does this on purpose, which I don't know how this has happened at this clip, and they're not. But you got to think, that would mean that they're paying out artists for fake streams. Spotify don't want that. Mm-hmm. Spotify, that would mean that if you're getting fake streams off and they're not verifying it, then that would mean Spotify's paying you niggas for fake streams. I don't think unless we find out there's something in the back end where they agree, like, we gonna boost this and then y'all gonna pay us. So that's why I said this can go deeper and deeper. But if it is what is just face value right now, I don't think that benefits Spotify either. And that's why Spotify be pulling songs for fake streams. Like I said, I've seen it happen to artists that I know who weren't faking their streams. They're over protective about that. And it seems, though, to me, it happens more to indie artists than it does to major artists. Because major artists get audited all the time with their YouTube views, their streams, and we always see they're fake. We see up there Justin Bieber had fake views, Rihanna had fake, and we can't just attack the artist for that, because that's label stuff. The only time you can attack an artist for it is if an artist sues somebody else or entity else and claims that as one of the points. Mm-hmm. Then you go, well, wait a minute, nigga. Now you just a rat. Because you benefited off it was perfectly fine. Now you just a snitch. Like, what? Which I don't care about the snitch stuff. But like, yeah, now you just now you just nasty. But anyway, as Spotify's spokesperson said in his statement, we heavily invest in always improving best-in-class system to combat it and safeguard artist payouts with strong protection, like removing fake streams, withholding royalty. Yeah, that's why I said I don't even know. This is all confusing because this couldn't be Spotify wanting to pay niggas out for fake stream. The only way this would make sense for me is if we find out that there is a back-end deal where they're putting the streams, maybe they're not getting paid for the exact streams, and maybe they're just paying Spotify for making it look like the thing is big, so maybe they're getting more money. But this is all me just speculating, because like at the end of the day, it doesn't benefit a music platform that pays for streams to give somebody fake streams. So I just don't know where this goes.
Nah, because what they did is that, and Academics Help did it, is that you sold the idea that the numbers mattered more than the music. The numbers was to dictate whether if this song was good or not. That was the idea that was sold. When they sold that idea saying, oh, this song has this many streams, it's gotta be good. You go and listen to the song, it's a 20-pack of mid. They sold the idea saying, oh, wow, this song is amazing. It has over 1 billion streams. This song is amazing. The ears work, bruh. Ears work. Okay? Even if your favorite song got 100,000 streams, it's still dog water to me if it don't sound right. They sold the idea saying big numbers equal S-tier songs. My nigga, I can name about 25 different songs that are not even close to 1 billion streams, that far exceed songs that have 1 billion streams, and these niggas are not ready for that. These ninjas are not ready for that conversation, bruh. Y'all not ready for that convo. I will list songs that are literally timeless, that would wash any of these songs that got 1 billion streams. They sold a lie. It's all marketing. The big numbers is marketing numbers. Numbers was never for us. The numbers were never for the consumers. But they sold it to the consumers to say, this is how you follow music. 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 But because you can't put value, you can't put money on the things that you can't control, they made something that they can control.
Dumbest person in this whole equation is Drake. It will always be.
Damn. You know what this calls for? You know what this calls for? God damn. One more time for the people, man. One more time for the people. Jesus. God. You want to go again? Hey, don't let me stop you. God damn. This is crazy.
Drake, because really, wow, and they're killing Drake right now. Now, I know everybody's going to want to believe it right away because it's hilarious and Drake is just taking L after L.
Neighbor, you're on to something. Hey, neighbor, let me tell you something. You on to something. But it was too late. It was too late because they were already thrown in there. As soon as the name came up, it was over. Same thing with UMG. As soon as the name came up, it was over.
After L. But like I said, you open up Pandora's box, you cannot close it. And this is why I say to
I just gotta say, I'm so low on time right now. I'm not even funny.
I don't believe if Drake does his lawsuit, all this
it's not even funny. I don't even know why I say. Anyway, let's go.
Stuff comes out. I don't. I absolutely don't. And I already know there's going to be conspiracy theories because RBX, Snoop Dogg's cousin, West Coast rapper doing this. They're going to go, I know TDE and Kendrick got something. They're making TDE the new Rock Nation where like a nigga stub his tongue go, Rock Nation did it. Where it's just like, I don't believe that no, at all. No, I don't believe that for a second. I do believe that there's people on the West who are mad at Drake for that and will always be unjustified, so they might be on his head top. But I don't want to hear this is TDE and this is secretly where y'all trying y'all hardest to get some sort of win. It's just not going to happen. Our systems are working in a case from last year. One bad actor was indicted for stealing $10 million from streaming services.
Oh my God.
Only 60,000 of which came from Spotify, proving how effective we are at limiting the impact of artificial streaming on our platform. That's why I say like Spotify is almost overly protective with this. Like I said, I've had streams pulled down. I've never had whole songs pulled down. I've had like streams minus and stuff because they said it was on a fake thing. Then you go look at the. I was like, nigga, I don't put these on these playlists. Y'all do. So it's just like I've seen that they're overly. I've seen people that, yeah. While the lawsuit suggests that use of bots is widespread on Spotify, the only example it cites pertains to Drake. It claims voluminous information which Spotify, I probably butchered that word, knows or should know, proves that a substantial non-trivial percentage of Drake's approximate 37 billion streams were inauthenticated and appeared to be the work of sprawling network of bot accounts. And Representative Drake did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Now, I'm not going to read the rest of that thing, where it started. Now, here's the thing. The reason why I can see why you would go for Drake in this is because all of the pushing of Drake being the most streamed, Drake is still the most streamed, So if you're going to go to somebody, you're going to go with the person with 37 billion streams. And if you could prove a good percentage of those streams are fake, you're going to go for the big fish. You could quite literally just make the argument of how much money you deserve back by those 37 billion. But what this also proves is if you prove a big percentage of his streams are botted, then a lot of people's streams are botted. Now, I don't care about that. The music is the music to me. I just think Drake is if this is true, God, something's happening with Drake mentally. Something happened with him. Somewhere he broke and he's no longer thinking. He's just not. And I feel like there's nobody on your team. Bro, I'm literally talking to you like, I like, all right, at this point, bro, I get it. You put me in the thing, it's up, it's whatever. But let me talk to you, my nigga. Is there nobody on your side going, Drake, stop?
We've been saying this. We've been saying this since he lost. You can't come back from not like us. All you had to do was sit back, reassess, maybe come out with something different, something new for the people, something that the people might like. Okay, that's what you were supposed to do. Okay, Jay-Z did it. You know, he came back. He was good. He was good. And he was experimenting. He was still keeping the quality, but he was experimenting. And it worked. It worked and it worked again. Everyone's like, oh, Jay-Z might be done. Jay-Z it might be up for Jay. Nah, bro. Okay, please understand this. Everybody and their moms literally was saying this. Grandmas literally was stop, sit, stop it. You didn't listen. And what happens to people that are too stubborn and don't listen? They must feel it. You know, as Caribbean, you know when it come to Caribbean people, them. If you don't want to listen, you're going to feel it. You see it? You're going to feel it.
Just stop, my nigga. Just stop, bro. Just stop. We are destroying our brand.
What's good, Jordan?
Every move we make. There are people who are waiting for us to do stuff just so they can hit us with a gotcha moment, and their gotcha moments are tanking us way worse than ours. What are we even winning, bro? What have we won in the last year? We'll see where this goes. I don't know how far this is going to go. I don't know how legit this is. I feel in my heart that it is legit. I don't know the number of streams, though. I'm not going to say the
Connor, say that again for the people in the back as if Wagwan Delilah was going to be a thing.
exact number of streams I think Drake was botting or whatever. But like I said before, I've said it numerous times, I think everybody is doing that because we live in a culture where numbers make people consume things. And I even say this to a point where I go, really with this botted streams thing, I don't even blame the artists. I don't blame the industry. I don't blame anybody as much as I blame the consumers. Because if it wasn't a culture in which the numbers is what tells you if you should consume it, then they wouldn't have to mess with the numbers. If we...
This is the first time I'm watching this video. What did I say earlier? They made us believe the big numbers was the good songs. There's a big flaw in the system. And the flaw in the system is literally in the title of the system. Just think about that.
We really liked hip hop for what we're hearing. They wouldn't have to present it to us. This is like, to me, when you're a shallow dude and all you want from women is a big chest and a big backside.
Don't kill me, Tyler.
And then a girl gets a BBL to make you attracted to her, and then you blame the girl. And then you go, why'd you get this BBL? Oh, you so shallow. Because you're shallow, nigga. Like, what? We're all so shallow that the industry got to do these stream BBLs because we won't look anyway at a natural body no more. Come on, I'm barring. I'm barring. There are people who can't decide if a song sounds good or bad till they know how many other people think it's good or bad. This hype beast culture. It's hype beast culture.
Top body.
The same people saying, hip hop ain't the same when Drake ain't perceived at the top. It's y'all fault. The people who go, oh, this album look at how much it sold. It's y'all fault. Y'all who say, oh, this guy got to be better than this guy. He sold more albums. It's y'all fault. It's our fault. I've delved in that growing up. I tried my hardest to break from that, but I grew up in hip hop, and ever since 50 Cent made us even care about RIAA, because that's when it really started, when the common person even cared about that. Because for the longest time, some of the biggest hip hop songs ever, we don't know how much they streamed or sold. We don't care.
Exactly.
We don't care. Illmatic didn't go platinum, nigga. Its first week. It didn't go platinum its first year. Reasonable Doubt didn't. Like, we got to stop doing it. This is our fault at the end of the day. Now,
because we believe the lie. Simple.
I will say, I can't blame, it's the people who are doing the fault. But it's ours because of our vanity. They're playing into our vanity. Trust me. Trust me. But Drake, if this is true, wow. Even the allegation, wow. Wow.
Drake is like Supreme. Aubrey is like Supreme, bruh. Literally, word for word, bar for bar. When Supreme was hot, it was fish grease. But Supreme done fell off so far to the bottom, it's not even good no more. You can sell it at Walmart. Supreme is nothing now. Supreme has no name no more. Oh, you might wear Supreme to impress people. Kids today don't even care about Supreme. Their favorite kicks is New Balance. They call Air Force Ones dad shoes. They call them Unk shoes. That's what they call Air Force Ones. The crispy whites, low cut. Not the high tops, the low top. They call them Unk shoes. They love New Balance now. It don't matter no more. Things changed. They tried to stop it, and it didn't work. Now look at it. It's crazy, bro. Hey, one time for the one time now. Goddamn.